So, the Nissan Leaf, it continues to build its reputation as one of the pioneering EVs here in the UK. With its affordable price point, practical features and the way Nissan are striving for sustainability, the Leaf continues to stand out as a popular choice for buyers and drivers here in the UK looking to go electric. In this review, we'll be looking at the Leaf's design, performance, technology, and not only that, but its overall value for us here in the UK. So hello and welcome back to my channel, Bit Motoring, where I try to bring you unbiased new and used car reviews to help you with your next car buying decision. My name's Eddie and this is the 2023 Nissan Leaf. Like many EVs on the market, the Leaf's aerodynamic and distinct design helps it stand out and be recognisable as an electric car over petrol and diesel. Now, what Nissan have gone for is its aerodynamic lines and this solid V-motion front grille. Not only does it add to its aesthetic look, but it also improves the aerodynamics and efficiency of the car. The Leaf, however, is available in a variety of colour options, which I'll pop up on the screen now. So it's a variety of colour shades to suit any potential buyer. LED headlights and the LED daytime running light add a modern touch, and the design gives it a bit of a sporty-ish look towards the front. Wouldn't you agree? Along with the Leaf's side profile design, we still get a nice aerodynamic flow with these creases in the door line, and this one starting from the middle of the rear door and sweeping towards the back. A nice contrast between the gloss black on the pillars. We also get this unique design, like a finger slash sort of effect. Alloy wheels, these are gloss black with a little bit of diamond cut edging at the top there. It suits it really well. Now around the back, the Leaf continues to add to that sophisticated design. Obviously we get these really nicely designed rear light clusters. You have your Leaf script and the Nissan badge, but also the gloss black that breaks up the rear end. We have the gloss black here on the tailgate. The spoiler is in gloss black with a third level brake light. To add to the sporty appeal of the Leaf, you have this rear diffuser. It just overall adds to a really nice sophisticated look. So again, super handy with the Nissan Leaf, and I do like the way that they set EVs up like this, is where they put the charging ports in the nose of the car. It just makes it a whole lot easier, especially when it's on your driveway or at a public charge point. Now the Leaf supports both standard and fast charging, accommodating various charging setups to suit your individual lifestyle. Now using a standard home wall box charger, you can expect a full charge from the 40 kilowatt hour in around 7.5 hours, whereas for the 62 kilowatt hour that'll be around 10.5 hours. Now I've been using the 3-pin socket plug that I have been provided with this Leaf, and I can say last night I charged it from 6%. It was on charge roughly 12 hours and it gave me 60%. Now to get a full charge out of it, that was going to be around about 18.5 hours. So please do bear that in mind, and obviously a wall box home charger is obviously a better way to go, and it is more efficient for your electric. Now cost wise for that charge, I checked on my thing this morning and it was around about 6 or 7 quid. So I got 6 or 7 quid has got me around 115 miles, which isn't half bad, and it is a reduced price compared to what you pay for that sort of mileage in your petrol or diesel. Now in terms of rapid charging and fast charging though, you can expect the Leaf to go from around 10% to 80% in between 40 and 60 minutes. So obviously it's better for those longer commutes, obviously reduces that range anxiety for you a little bit. I mean, some supermarkets now have rapid chargers, and so do fast food restaurants such as McDonald's or Costa or Starbucks. So you can sit down, have a coffee, have something to eat, do your weekly shop while your car's charging. Obviously with that is a little bit more expensive. Now what the Leaf does well is it offers that efficiency to obviously reduce running costs, and obviously for those that are wanting to be a bit more greener and look out for the environment, and especially at the price point of the Leaf, it makes it a really good viable option. Once you get into the Nissan Leaf though, you're greeted with a spacious yet modern interior. There is some areas that could do with a little refresh and a bit of an update, because they are starting to look a bit old-fashioned compared to rivals in its class and obviously other newer models that are appearing. Nissan have really focused on comfort and practicality here in the Leaf. I mean, up front I've got plenty of headroom. Between me and the front passenger there is plenty of space. We're not going to be knocking elbows. My only downside with the interior is obviously one being this armrest. I find it quite far back, and the way it's shaped, when you're driving along you just get the tip of your elbow just on the tip of it here, and obviously slides off. I'd like to have seen that a bit more of a rectangular shape and obviously a bit further forward. In other areas it's very practical. We do have a full-size glove box, which is perfect for certain items, and obviously your handbook. Down here we do have a little spot for your phone, and I do like the way it's angled more towards the dash, so obviously it takes that screen away from your eye line. Obviously when you're looking down it's less distracting. What I do find quirky, and it did take me a little bit to get used to, is the way Nissan have gone for the gear selector. You do have this little knob, but unlike conventional gear selectors these days, it's not just a simple knock it back for drive, knock it up for reverse, and then like a little button for the park. No, it's actually like a little traditional gear knob where you move it to the side, down to get it in drive, opposite way up to get it in reverse. They even added a little picture here just to obviously demonstrate that for you. We do have the Nissan's e-pedal in this Leaf, which pretty much means it'll bring you to a complete stop and you can actually one pedal drive with the Leaf, which is still something I find bizarre with electric cars. Down here we do have a USB-C and a USB-A socket. The buttons for your high or low heated seats, they're some of the buttons that are looking a little bit old school and obviously bring down that modern look of the interior here in the Leaf. We do have areas of gloss black plastic, such as around the gear selector and a little bit here on the dash and obviously on the door cards, which is one of those materials that really attracts dusts and fingerprints, but it adds to the overall look. Same here, we still have physical buttons for the climate controls. We do get dual zone climate control in here and air conditioning, but it's just looking a bit dated now. I mean, 2023, 2024, a lot of them are coming with these nice little digital panels, still with physical buttons and controls or touchscreen buttons. This is just looking a bit dated, which is a bit of a shame. But we do have a nice flat bottom steering wheel to add that sporty look. I do like the way Nissan do their steering wheel controls. They're nice chunky buttons, they're nice to feel under the thumb or finger, they're easy to navigate whilst you're driving. As for the driver display, we do have a small screen here, and then we do have an analog dial for obviously your speedo, which is really good to see, because a lot of cars now you just get a little gauge. It's not even a gauge, it's just like a bar. So it's nice that Nissan have kept it like that. We do have an 8-inch infotainment screen. In this model I do have sat nav and things like that, so obviously it works really well. It's very fluid, everything's easy to access. We do have physical buttons to get between different areas, such as your camera, audio, sat nav. We do have physical dials, which is always a magic thing to see. It's a shame that a lot of manufacturers are going where everything is controlled through the screen. We do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto across the range, so integrating your smartphone with the infotainment system in the Leaf here is just absolutely perfect. I always prefer using Google Maps. I've had a couple of photo shoot jobs during the week while I've had the Leaf, so the sat nav has come in absolutely perfect. In terms of other parts of storage, we do have 2 cup holders, which They're not too deep, so they're perfect for a takeaway coffee. I have a decent size area in the door bin for a plastic bottle, a bottle of water, and same in the passenger side. These also are a decent size, so we can get some bits of storage in there. But other than that, it's just a practical, nice looking interior. As for the seats, they are very comfortable. We do have like physical adjustment to the seats, height and reach adjustment, so you can get that perfect balance that obviously suits you for a perfect driving position. The seats are nicely bolstered, nice materials used, same across the door cards. On main touching points we do have soft touch materials. Top of the dash you do get some hard scratchy plastics, and same here. But other than that, it's a nice little interior, and I can see why it is popular with certain buyers. So let's check out the practicality in the back, and then we'll have a look at the boot. In the back, it's business as usual, just like it is up the front. We do have a lot of practical space. The seats are really nice and comfortable. The middle seat is tiny, so I would only recommend it for a young child. But I don't know why, with EVs you normally get a flat floor. This has got a really large mound in the middle as it follows back. I don't know why that's there, but for an adult there, the seat's not wide enough for one, but then you definitely are going to be in the fetal position because your feet will have to be on there or encroaching into space for the other passengers. But for small children it would be perfect. We have ISOFIX points on both outer seats, so you can fit your child's car seats. We have mat pockets on the back of the seats. We have USB-A ports in the back here, so children can charge their devices. We have heated seats on the outer seats, and again, a really old, cheapish button for that. It's a bit of a shame. But just like up the front, on the main touching points, we do get a lot of scratchy plastics back here. On the armrest on the door card, it is nice and soft, but I've found the quality towards the rear does start to drop a little bit. We do have a little bit of space under the seats that I can get my feet, but leg room is plenty. I mean, I'm 5'10", this seat's in my driving position, and I've still got plenty of space. Headroom is good too, but obviously adults 6 foot plus, they may obviously catch the heads a little bit, so it would be alright for shorter journeys, like half an hour maybe. You'd still be relatively comfortable. One downside to the Leaf as well is there is no centre armrest. Usually, sometimes even in this class of car, you do get a centre armrest with a couple of cup holders. In the Leaf we don't get that. But in terms of storage for drinks, for passengers back here, we do have a decent size area in the door bin just for a bottle. So as a daily family commuter EV, it actually works really well, and I can see why it is very popular with a lot of buyers. So let's check out another area where the Leaf is also very practical, and that's its boot space. So if you're planning your weekly shop, you've got your kids, you've got a buggy, things like that, you're going to have plenty of space in there. So let's go check that out. So as I just mentioned, the boot of the Leaf is very, very practical. We have 435 litres of boot space in here. The only downside I've found is it's a very big load lift, so obviously you're going to have to lift things over, and obviously lift them over that to get things out. Do have a nice couple of netted areas at the side where you can put the charging cables. Obviously with this car from Nissan, I've got one that I can use at a public charger, but also a 3-pin socket that I can use at home, which I have been charging at home, and I'll run through a little bit of cost when we take it out on the road and take it for a drive. But yeah, we get a few tethering points around the boot here, and it's just really practical. The seats fold down in the typical 60-40 split, so obviously if you're doing any tip runs or carrying anything large, you do have that option for expanding your storage capacity. So I think we've covered everything that we can here. The next thing is to jump in, take it for a drive, where we'll have a look at its range, the different batteries that are available within the Nissan Leaf, and most importantly, what it drives like. we're out on the road with the Nissan Leaf, and like any electric car that I've had the opportunity to test, it's just surreal how quiet they are. I mean, I have done some longer journeys in the Leaf during the week that I've had it, and it has been very, very quiet. Wind noise is actually really well kept. I haven't heard a lot of wind noise, but you do get quite a bit of roar from the tyres, especially when you're up to dual carriageway speeds. As for options available in regards, obviously, your battery size and obviously range, the Leaf offers two battery options. We have this one, which is the standard 40 kilowatt hour of battery, and then there's a larger 62 kilowatt hour. Provides a range of flexibility for your needs. So obviously, if you're just commuting round town and things like that, and you don't really use it for long distances, then the 40 kilowatt hour battery would be ideal. It's been perfect for me whipping around my hometown of Scarborough. Whereas if you do have a few longer commutes in your day-to-day lifestyle, then the 62 kilowatt hour battery pack would probably be a better option for you. Now, regarding range, the 40 kilowatt hour returns a range of around 169 miles, which, to be fair, throughout my week with the Leaf, I have actually found it quite true to its range. Obviously, as we get further into the colder months, the colder climate, the colder weather here in the UK will have an adverse effect on your range. Whereas if you opt for the 62 kilowatt hour option, you have around 239 miles of range. So obviously it's a fair bit more. I mean, around 50 miles range extra. Obviously it does come at an extra price point too. And as with any electric car, you get that instant punch of torque, which is really, really good. In this 40 kilowatt hour option of the Leaf, you can expect 0 to 60 in around 8.5 seconds. Whereas if you opt for the larger battery option, the 62 kilowatt, you can do 0 to 60 in 7.9 seconds. One thing that I have found is, get it on some twisties, like on some B roads, and it's actually relatively fun to drive. With the lower centre of gravity, with the way Nissan have placed the batteries, you do get a really good spirited driving experience, and that instant torque pushes you out of the bends. It's actually quite fun to drive. As for the suspension, as with any electric car, they do set them up slightly stiffer to accommodate the weight of the batteries, but it hasn't had a massive effect on potholes. You do get a little bit of jarring over harsh potholes and bumps in the road, but other than that, it just glides perfectly, and it's very, very comfortable, especially with the way the seats are as well. In terms of handling, like I said, it is really fun to drive. It's confident, it's composed, and obviously with the lower centre of gravity, thanks to where the batteries are placed, steering feels precise, and it just handles corners well, providing a smooth and quiet ride. So I mean, just tootling around town, commuting, school runs, on your way to work, it's a nice, composed, comfortable car. But if you are a bit like me, where you do like to go down a few odd B roads and have a little bit of fun with your car, you can actually do that with the Leaf. And I'd hate to say it, but you can have a little bit of fun in this electric car. Now, as with all cars these days, safety here in the Nissan Leaf and the way Nissan are going is a top priority. And this Nissan Leaf comes equipped with an extensive array of driver assistance features, all being part of Nissan's Safety Shield 360 suite. The standard features include automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, rear cross traffic alert, and a high resolution rear view camera. It's not as good as some that I've seen, it is still that sort of PS2 type graphics. Higher trims do offer additional features like the Pro Pilot Assist, which combines your adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assist. It's just making obviously your commutes, especially on motorways and dual carriageways, just a bit more relaxed, and you know that obviously you've got those features there to help you out if you do need them. Not only that, the Leaf's been highly rated in the Euro NCAP safety ratings, which obviously if you're going to be using this for a daily family commuter, that's the big tick for you. So all in all, with what we've covered in this review so far, it's practical, it's comfortable, the tech is good, you get a good level of tech across the range. Now, as I was mentioning, price wise, it is a competitive price point. I mean, prices are starting for this Nissan Leaf from around 27-28 grand. Obviously you can push that up further with the higher trim levels and the larger battery option, upwards of 30 grand. But still, for the practicality you get, I mean, the boot size compared to a VW ID.3 and Cupra Born is actually really, really good. It is competitive. I mean, I have a soft spot for the Cupra Born. It looked amazing. But saying that, so does this Nissan Leaf. It does look good. It is styled very well. So with that, let's find somewhere to park up and conclude this review. The Nissan Leaf though still remains a strong contender in the UK EV market, along with its practicality, its comfortable interior, its advanced tech and rugged performance. It still remains a top contender for those looking for a family hatchback EV. Now, along with its longevity and its reliability, as it's one of the most reliable EVs currently available in the UK car market. So, on that note, let me know in the comments below, would you entertain and buy a Nissan Leaf if you were looking to go for an all-electric family hatchback? Now, if you like this review, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more new and used car reviews and car content, and from me, drive safe, and I'll see you next time.